their guy back, Chase Young, just in time to face Penn State. He's had the 2-game suspension due to the NCAA violations. But what does his return mean for Ohio State, particularly before this one?
I mean, Nicole, what can we say? It's unfortunate timing for Penn State, to say the least. You get back, the most disruptive force in college football. So there's nothing Penn State's going to be able to do. They're going to have to make sure they know where he's at every snap. They're going to run zone read stuff at him and not block him. But he's just an animal. He's an absolute freak show that can ruin the game plan. And Ohio State deploys him so beautifully, too, because they'll put him at end. They'll put him at D tackle. They'll stand him up at linebacker and move him all over the place. Really, really unfortunate time. The best way Penn State was going to stop Chase Young was the NCAA. That was about the only shot they had, and that's not going to happen. So bad timing for Penn State.
Can I just love the way that you describe people? He's an animal. He's a dude. He's an absolute freak show. It's like saying somebody has good stuff when he's on the mound. Those are compliments. By the way, with a win for Ohio State, their chances to make the college football playoff are a virtual lock. It's 94% chance. There is another big game in the Pac-12, and on paper, at least when you're looking at the numbers, it may not seem that way because it's number 6 Oregon against Arizona State. But here's the thing about the Fightin' Herms. They've pulled off a couple of big wins this season. So how can Oregon avoid being another?
Well, I think when you watch Arizona State, there's not a lot to be desired about their defense. They've really struggled the last several games and slow, but their offense can score. And Jaden Daniels missed one game, I think, and was a little bit banged up, but he's back. And Benjamin running the football is really good. And then you got Ayuk at running back, who is very, very good. So they have a balanced offense with quarterback, wide receiver, running back that can make you pay, that can make big plays. So I mean, I think if Oregon has to focus on one thing, it's making sure they're ready for that Arizona State offense that has playmakers.
The defense, though, is perhaps why Oregon is a 2-touchdown favorite. We get more of our favorite dude tomorrow morning on SportsCenter and Game Day. It all starts 7 o'clock Eastern right here on ESPN. You can see the Oregon-Arizona State game. Thank you. Saturday night on ABC. The Ducks have won 9 in a row. They've beaten Arizona State in 11 of the past 12 meetings as well. You can see the game 7:30 Eastern on ABC and the ESPN app.
The NFL adjusted Thursday, one of the suspensions stemming from the Steelers-Browns brawl that started Week 11. It was not Myles Garrett's. That, despite reporting from both Adam Schefter and Josina Anderson, saying the Browns defensive end says Steelers quarterback Mason Rudolph used a racial slur before the brawl began. An NFL spokesman said the league looked into Garrett's allegations and, quote-unquote, found no such evidence. An accusation a Steelers spokesman says Rudolph vehemently denies. In a brawl for which Garrett remains indefinitely suspended, no fewer than 6 games. More on the punishments in a moment, but first, Garrett standing by the allegation in a tweeted statement later Thursday, saying in part, "I know what I heard. Whether my opponent's comment was born out of frustration or ignorance, I cannot say, but his actions do not excuse my lack of restraint in the moment." Adam Schefter now on what's next for the Browns defensive end.
At some point during the offseason, the NFL will sit down with Myles Garrett, discuss what took place last Thursday night, and make a determination about whether it should remove that indefinite title to the indefinite suspension. For the time being, Garrett's 2019 season is done, and he can begin planning and looking ahead for 2020 whenever that begins.
Here's an update now on the suspensions. Myles Garrett, he gets a minimum of 6 games, which will be the longest in NFL history for an on-field incident. Pittsburgh center Marquise Pouncey, now he got his suspension reduced from 3 games to 2. Cleveland lineman Larry Ogunjobi's 1-game suspension was upheld.
Let's get to a good one in the NBA. Kelly Oubre Jr. and the Suns taking on the still Zion-less Pelicans. Early second quarter, Suns down 3. Mikal Bridges steals the pass. Misses, but that's okay because Kelly Oubre Jr. is like, nah, I gotcha. 17 points for him in the first half. He finished with 25. At that moment, the Suns were down 1. In the third, Pelicans down 4. J.J. Redick sort of doing what he does. He was 5 of 8 from 3. Pelicans made the first 10 shots of the third. Redick scored 10 during that run, finished with 26. Pelicans down 2. Drew Holiday just nasty. Dario Saric, I'm sorry. Bench reaction? Little of that. Pelicans up 6. Brandon Ingram, foul trouble early, said he was forcing it, wasn't feeling it early, he was feeling it later. Fires that pass to Williams. That's a layup. Pelicans up 9. He finished, though, with 28 points and 8 rebounds. And the Pelicans beat the Suns 124-121.
All right, let's get to college hoops. Some great finishes. How about Toledo and Notre Dame? 3-point lead for Toledo. We got a missed free throw. Dane Goodwin, who had 16 points, is not here. His putback, no. John Mooney playing with a stomach virus. TJ Gibbs, and the ball gets wedged. ACC Network had it like this.
Mooney, kick out, Gibbs for the tie. Wedgie!
All right, so Notre Dame had the possession arrow, 1.5 to play. Nate Laszewski, how is he that open? Toledo's coach Todd Kowalczyk said that really hurt. We gave it away. Well, in overtime, it's Gibbs to Rex Pfluger. Pfluger, clutch buckets abound. Only 2 of 10 from the floor, but he was big and clutch, said his coach Mike Bray. The Irish win 64-62 in overtime. Georgetown, Texas, Patrick Ewing, your Hoyas head coach. He's back in the Garden, back at MSG, feeling the vibes. Watching Mac McClung do that. That's old school post work. That's footwork. Who taught him that? Maybe his head coach. Maybe one of the best post players ever. Georgetown up 10. James Akinjo finding McClung again. A couple of his 19. Ewing said it felt like back in my Nick days. At one point, the crowd chanting, Patrick Ewing. 82-66. Georgetown will take on Duke on Friday.
Ooh!
Yeah. What do we
Throw the confetti!
Does one give for a 7-year anniversary? Because
is that like iron?
it might be wood, paper, I don't know. I have no idea.
I feel the need to Google it.
It's been 7 years since Mark Sanchez and the butt fumble ran into his backfield of Brandon Moore, ran into his posterior. 49-19 was the final on Thanksgiving night. 7 years. Hey, we get an extra not top 10 treat. Best of the worst
At
this
some
week
point,
with Jeff Goldblum later in the show.
Oh, at some
Yeah,
point you're going to
seriously.
live that down? No. 1 month into the regular season, and look who's putting up MVP numbers. But is it enough to earn LeBron another MVP trophy, or is there still someone better? Plus, in the matchup between one of the best offenses and best defenses in the NFL, Dak Prescott has caught the attention of Bill Belichick. So what can the Patriots do about that? We got half-hour headlines, too. It's all coming next.